What is up, YouTube? It is MetroGame75 here today. We're playing Sakura Succubus 9, Episode 4. Alright, here we go. Ayu has been uncharacteristically nervous in the lead up to her concert, though I can easily understand why. This is a big opportunity. Not only will this concert be kicking off a tour all across Europe, but she'll be performing alongside a former superstar like Mihama Shizuru. Ayu might think rather highly of herself and her own capabilities, but not even she is immune from anxiety. I know she's been anticipating this concert for quite some time, but I'm sure she'll be alright. Hopefully. That's what Cosmos tells her, at least on the morning of the concert, as Ayu picks disinterestedly at her breakfast. Damn, this... why they gotta add this extra LY to the end of this? What the heck? Anyways, I'm sure you'll be great out there. Ayu, you can do it. I'll be cheering you on. And look, Cosmo gestured to herself, clad in full cheerleader regalia. I'm even dressed up for the occasion. Yes, I know, you've been wearing that silly thing around the palace a lot these last few days. Isn't it cold? A little, maybe. Oh, but that's alright. I have the powers of love on my side, and that's enough to warm me up. Oh really? Ayu scoffs. I wasn't aware the power of love was so potent. Well, of course it is. Keeps the whole world turning. I always thought that was because of the sun's gravitational pull, but I agree. The power of love is very important too. I don't know about you, Ayu, but whenever I feel uncertain, I always think of Hiroki. That tends to cheer me up again. Thanks, but I didn't ask. I'm not looking for a pep talk here. And whoever said I was uncertain anyway. You didn't say it, but you didn't have to. I can see it on your face. You look rather anxious, you poor thing, and you've barely touched any of your food. I'm just not hungry since I'm an idol. I have to watch my weight. I wouldn't want to end up like her. Ayu shoots a point glare at Elise, who is busy demolishing a breakfast with nary a care in the world for once. Is Elise actually a glutton? I've never seen her smile so much as she does when food is involved. You're all reading into this too much. I'm fine. You say that, but you're shaking. That's nothing. It's not a pre-concert nerves or anything. It is just cold in here. Is it? Elizabeth frowns. The heating is on, however. I always ensure that the palace is warm and toasty, especially during the colder months because Milady is rather sensitive. It would not do for her to catch a cold. Oh, Lizzie, you're so thoughtful. I am every bit as thoughtful as you deserve, milady. As your humble maid, it is my duty to care for you. Nothing in the world makes me happier. Yeah, I've heard that before. Jeez. Ayu scowls, sliding down in her chair as she does. Get a personality of your own, why don't you? It's embarrassing seeing you fawn over Stefania so much. She's an adult, and she can look after herself. You are supposed to be an adult too, Miss IQ. Yet you do not act like it. Oh, is that a roast? Oh. And what's that supposed to mean? You know full well what I mean. When you are anxious, as you are now, you tend to take it out on others. You lash out and then you make everybody else unhappy. You are doing it now because you are incapable of admitting that you are worried about this concert. Why can't you not be honest and spare everybody the trouble? I am sure it would make you rather more personable if only you dropped the icy veneer. Oh, you're the last one to talk about me being icy. Your expression hardly ever changes except when you're talking to the princess. Naturally, Milady is my #1 priority, so I save the energy for speaking to her. There is nobody more deserving of my smiles than she is. Whatever. You're just as bad as my fans. They're pretty insane simps too. Simps? Yo, simps. Oh yes, oh let me explain. I have a lot of experience with simps. Simps are people who tip you hundreds of thousands of yen in super chats, buy you items from your Amazonist wish list, and comment on every single one of your photos saying how cute you are. I have quite a lot of those myself. I see. Is it true that Lizzie comments on all of the photos I upload on Rapid Pound and she often buys me gifts, but she does not pay me for that? Actually, my family pays her. Details. Ayu waves one hand carelessly. She's still a simp at the end of the day. She practically salivates over you. I knew there was a reason she made me feel uncomfortable. Well, don't worry, Ayu. Lizzie might be a certified Steffi simp, but I am a simp for you. I'm gonna cheer for you so hard my throat will wear out. And I'm not the only one. I'll get Steffi and Ali to dress up too. Once we get to the concert, and we'll all call your name. I'm sure Hiroka would join in too. Isn't that right? Oh, she's angry. Crap, I just see this now. Well, my throat has been feeling kind of sore lately. Wait, hell no. Hell no. Never the first one. Never pick. You know what? It's best you pick this. No way I'll be dressed up as a cheerleader. That's gonna be embarrassing for me too. Like, no. Well, I would hope so. You are my cameraman after all. Showing up is the least you could do. And you don't really have a choice. You're only here because your boss sent you out here. Well, yeah. But I do want to see you perform too. I've been looking forward to it. Whatever. Ayu rolls her eyes, but I think I can detect a hint of blush on her face. I'm not going to thank you for doing the bare minimum, and I feel like you're wasting your time. I have so many fans already, I hardly need a dedicated cheerleading squad. The stadium will be so packed, I doubt I'll be able to see you even if Stephania's connections have netted you some of the best seats in the venue. Here Ayu pauses. Her expression softens. Then with something that might be smile, she says, but I guess I do appreciate the sport. Just a little bit. I knew you would. You don't need to thank me though. There's no need to mention it. I know you do the same for me. I mean, what are friends for? Yeah, what are friends for? Ayu leaves the palace much earlier than the rest of us to head on over to the concert venue. Naturally, she needs to be ready and waiting for the concert later this evening, attired in her pink frills with her makeup neatly done. The concert doesn't start until 1930, however. Oh my goodness, that's like about... That right there, that's 9:30 p.m. Or a.m. Yeah, it's a.m., my bad. That gives me an abundance of time to myself in the palace. Time I'm not sure what to do with. I is the one who'll be performing tonight, but I can feel my own stomach nodding with anxiety. Yep. Yeah, it's 9 p.m. That's what that 1930 is. And I seriously hate military time, man. It's trash. I don't know why I'm getting so worked up. I'm sure if Ayu knew how anxious I was, she'd scoff at me, but I can't quell these feelings. They continue to harangue me all the same. Could I be worried about Ayu's welfare? I know there's no need for me to fuss so much, and I don't think Ayu would appreciate it if she knew what I was doing, but I can't help myself. I keep thinking back to the night a few days prior when Ayu came to my bedroom to speak to me. She looked unsure then and uneasy, unusual, anxious. She said that she was worried about this upcoming concert. She was afraid about being upstaged by Shizuru. Will that really happen? I'm not sure, but I hope that doesn't. I will with every fiber of being that the concert will go smoothly. I think it when I take a turn through the garden, and when I watch Stefania and Hifumi play a game of Karuta, and when I eat a light lunch with two of them in the parlor, my thoughts are never far from Ayu. It's almost as if I'm hoping I can manifest her success through sheer willpower alone. I've seen Ayu upset before when she thought I was ignoring her at her beach house, and this isn't something I'm keen to relieve. That's back in Sakura Succubus 4, the beach house. I don't want to see Ayu cry. She worked so hard, she deserves to have her efforts pay off. Oh no, these thoughts of me fall through the day until the night falls. I'm chaffered over the concert venue alongside my entourage, Stefania and Elizabeth included, as Astoria's very own princess with us. My party is given VIP treatment. We're given the best seats in the venue, a private window box which looks out over the stage, away from the masses. We're far away from the crowds, but I can still see them spread out beneath me like ants. I can still hear them excited screaming. Are they worried about Ayu just like I am? It seems unlikely. I doubt they know that Ayu has been worried about this concert, and I doubt Ayu would want them to know about it either. She's always had so much pride, too much, maybe. She's never been very good at asking others for help. I just hope that won't come back to bite her. Will she be alright? Oh, it's time. I continue to fret, my eyes glued onto the stage when the light finally dims. Is the show about to start? I look to the stage curiously, wondering whether the show is about to start, and sure enough... Oh, Hiroki, look! Kazuo grabs a hold of my shoulder, then gives it a shake. She points towards the stage, her butterscotch eyes wide with excitement. Not that she needs to bother. I have eyes myself. Even if they're not quite as wide as Kazuo, I can see what's going on. Ayu has appeared on stage, sprouting out of the ground as if by magic. There's a lot of smoke drifting about, so it's a little hard to see her, but I recognize that pink costume anywhere. It has to be her. Stefania, however, looks a bit more uncertain. She leans forward, craning her neck, and says questioningly, "Is that Ayu?" I believe so. I would recognize her churlish expression anywhere, even from afar. Oh, Lizzie, I think you're too harsh on Ayu. She might have been a bit grumpy, but I'm sure that's only because she was stressed, and understandably so. Let's all cheer for her. You've got it. Yeah, Ayu, go. Ayu. Ayu's self-appointed cheer squad have all began to call for her, but it's no use. The rest of the crowd have noticed her too, but they're also cheering. A loud, deafening roar which renders Stefania and Kazuo and Elise combined cries moot. It's not like I will be able to pick them out above the rest of the rabble. Ayu, you can do it. Ayu, you're the best. Ayu. But Kazuo continues to chant her name, regardless of smiling all the while. It looks like she's enjoying herself, and so is Stefania. She might be Astoria's princess, but she's cheering just as enthusiastically, if not more so, than Cosmos. Alice looks a bit more unsure of herself, while Fumi is smiling bemusedly. My, it's so loud I can hardly hear myself think. This is why I rarely go to concerts such as these. I fear I can't hope to match how energetic everybody is, though it is rather fun to get swept up in the heat of the moment. Elizabeth pouts. There is nothing fun about this. It is so crowded I cannot help but worry for milady's safety. I fear there might be bridegrams lurking everywhere. I need to keep an eye on her. Yes, you do that. How very responsible you are. I'm glad you are so cautious, Lizzie, but I think you can afford to take a bit of a break. We're here to have fun after all. Can't you try and relax a bit? Unfortunately, the words is not in my dictionary, not when your safety might be on the line. Oh, Lizzie. She's just an overly protective maid. Like, at least give yourself a break for once. Jeez. Stefania and Elizabeth are having a conversation while Cosmos is still cheering. I can't hear them though. Their voices are fading away, becoming faint and indistinct. Ayu was the first person to appear on stage, but she isn't the last. This isn't solely the IQ Ayu show, though she is the main attraction of this production. She is supposed to be performing alongside another idol. And that idol only just appeared, emerging from a trap door just like Ayu. The woman standing beside Ayu holding a microphone in one hand is rather pretty. I can tell that from afar, thanks to the screens which are projecting what's happening on stage. Her cheeks are flushed, her eyes fringed with long lashes, her lips full and pearly pink. Her hair is brown and it curls sweetly about her shoulders, framing her heart-shaped face. She looks youthful, though I can see the faintness suggested of the lines beneath her eyes. It's not polite to guess a woman's age, but if I was held at gunpoint, I'd say she's probably in her late 30s, maybe even her early 40s. I think she has at least a decade on me in any case. She has a mature look on her, but that doesn't make it any less appealing. She's wearing her years gracefully. She's so pretty, in fact, that I have to wonder whether she's a succubus. But I know that isn't the case. I mean, this woman is no succubus. She's none other than Ayu's co-star, Mihama Chizuru. Though she looks an awful lot like the one I ran into in Rosenberg not so very long ago. Could it be? Was Chizuru really Chizuru? That's how I literally that's how I literally titled one of the episode 2 with the C instead of the S. It sounds the same though, come to think of it. Chizuru, it's like literally the same thing. Their names sound similar, I guess. Yeah, they're similar. Perhaps I should guess about how was I to have known Chizuru or Chizuru if that is who she is. Never said anything about being a famous idol. I had no idea I'd gotten so close to somebody so important, but I don't have too much time to dwell on this. The air is beginning to hum with music. The music swells at second pass, growing louder and louder until my ears hum from it. The bass is boosted so high the whole venue shakes from it. Chizuru's fingers curl about her microphone. She smiles, her lipstick glossy beneath the bright stage lights. Here they go. And holding one slender arm soft, she opens her mouth to sing. Chizuru's voice is gentle, but is also powerful, amplified by her microphone and by all the speakers. I can feel her song reaching into my very soul. Does that sound a little too extreme? It might seem like something of an overstatement, given this is the only pop music, but light and inoffensive though these lyrics are, Chizuru upstaging presence is something else. I can't bring myself to tears, my eyes away from the stage. Chizuru's voice wraps around me like a blanket pulling me away from petty everyday concerns, but Chizuru isn't the only commanding presence I can see. Ayu is standing alongside her holding a microphone on her own, and when Ayu's voice joins Chizuru's, it sends a shiver down my spine. I've heard Ayu sing before, numerous of times in fact, but I didn't know she could sing quite like that. Since when was Ayu so talented? I'm sure if I ask her, she'd snort archly and say that she's always been talented, which is true. She didn't become Japan's top idol for nothing. I know she has the skills to back up her immense success, but even so, I've never seen Ayu quite like this before. She looks so positively splendid as she sings. Her violet eyes are bright and alive, her dance movements are clear and precise as freshly cut gems. Ayu doesn't miss a single step as she turns then spins. Her dancing is perfectly performed. Things so much so it's almost enough to make me wonder whether I even belong to the same species as she does. Which of course I don't. I'm an ordinary human while Ayu's a succubus. I guess it stands to reason she's be superior to an every man like myself. But maybe I'm not being fair on Ayu. She wasn't born with superlative skills like this. She were to polish them over a long period of time. Ayu's status as a succubus might entrench her physical prowess, but I don't think she's using that as a crutch. She really is giving this performance her all. I watch her in rapture, only half paying attention to Chizuru. Chizuru is very talented in her own way, but she can't hold a candle to Ayu. In fact, her presence upon stages only serves to call attention to just how brightly Ayu herself shines. Quite literally, since she's covered in beads of sweat. Salty droplets cling to Ayu's forehead, her cheeks, her toned tummy. This doesn't make Ayu look any less appealing, however. If anything, this serves as physical proof of just how hard she's working, and it makes me appreciate her efforts all the more. Ayu might make this look easy, but I know that it isn't. Nobody works harder than her. Crowd cheers in tandem with Ayu, all of them wanted her to succeed. United we cry out, calling her name until the air rings with it. Ayu, Ayu, Ayu! Ayu seems to become more energized, not less as the night wears on. You think she begins to flag after exerting so much energy, but her smile doesn't waver. Neither does her voice. Her steps remain neat and clean, her singing voice transcendent, almost like that of an angel's. I've never really cared for idol music, but Ayu's throwing so much of herself into this performance. It's hard for me to not be swept away by her. I've seen Ayu perform before like this, but she's come on leaps and bounds since that first concert where I went to scope her out for the Sakura Daily. I can't see any trace of Ayu she was with the Ayu she is now. How could she have improved so much in the last year? It seems almost improbable, but it's real. I'm witnessing it. The fruits of Ayu's labor are on full display, and I'm so enraptured I can't help but stand there breathless. Ayu has me completely in her thrall. The show eventually winds down. It comes to an end with a high energy number, the most bombastic yet. Both Ayu and Shizuru's performances are this flawless, though I think Ayu's voice is a little stronger than Shizuru's. It looks like Shizuru started to get tired, but Ayu's appears to have energy to spare. Is she running on pure adrenaline? I'm worried once she steps off the stage she'll crash, but it doesn't look as I watch her dance. Like such a thing is impossible, but not right now, at least. Ayu has performed too perfectly to let any mistake slip into her routine, and indeed her dance motions continue as they always have, smooth like silver. When the final song ends, the crowd erupts in a series of ear-splitting applause. Some people cheer for Shizuru while others cheer for Ayu, though I can hear more people yelling Ayu's name. They're chanting a swirling din which makes my ears throb. Ayu, Ayu, Ayu! Shizuru, you're the best, we love you! Ayu! Shizuru! Goodness me! Shizuru, who's panting a little after her exertions, now addresses the crowd that thronging on the stage. She smiles, her lips dabbled with gloss, which shines in the bright slit lights, and holds her microphone to her mouth. Then, her expression soft, she says, "This reception is truly incredible. I cannot say that I've accepted to be received in so rousing a manner. I knew that I still have fans who have been waiting patiently for my return, but not even I anticipated you be so enthusiastic. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Astoria might be a cold country, but your reception has warmed my heart. I'll not forget this night for years to come." Woo! The crowd cheers in response to Shizuru's address. Some of them are screaming so loudly I am worried they'll tear their throats, while others are waving glow sticks and chanting, "Shizuru, I love you. You'll always be on number one in my heart. It's like you never went away. I've always been waiting for this moment for so long. Shizuru, yes, yes, I hear you. Thank you so much for your unerring support. You're the best fans I could ever hope to have. I have no idea what I've done to deserve you, but I promise I won't let you down. I had thought I was finished with the idol industry, but life works in mysterious ways. About a year prior, the desire to perform was ignited within me once more, though it had lain dormant for quite some time." And do you know what prompted that? The members of the crowd looked to one another confused and then glanced at Shizuru, all of them working as one unit. Some cry out their answers. "No." "What was it, Shizuru?" "I love you, don't ever leave me again." And Shizuru smiles. Perhaps this might surprise some of you. It surprised me when it happened, but there was one person who compelled me to step on the stage once more to perform before you all. It was not my former manager, neither it wasn't anybody from the entertainment industry. It was not my friends or my family. It was instead... Shizuru looks at Ayu. She takes a step forward, then taking Ayu's hand in her own, she says, "You, Ayu." Huh? This response seems to stun Ayu's son just as much as it does everybody else. A collective gasp goes through the stadium because Ayu takes a step back. Somewhat awkwardly, she points towards herself. Then in a confused voice, she says, "Me? Yes, that's right, you. I just happened to be in the supermarket buying some groceries for dinner when I heard one of your songs played in the speakers. I had not heard any of your music before. After leaving the idol industry, I stopped keeping tabs of my fellow talents, and it took me by surprise. It was a fairly simple pop song, really. Musically, it was not so very complex, but your vocals elevated it. You sounded so happy to be singing for your fans. It reignited something within me. It made me remember why I had decided to become an idol all of those years ago, and it inspired me to dip my toes back into the world of music. I knew when I heard you singing that I wanted to be like you. Well, I wanted to recapture some of the magic of my lost youth, and I wanted to make others people happy. I never would have released my new CD if it weren't for you, and I wouldn't be standing here right now. This joint concert happening because I requested it. I pulled a few strings behind the scenes and cashed in on it a few hour favors. I had to make this all possible. Brad, this makes me sound like a devious woman, and maybe I am. But I really did want to see you in person. I want to perform with you. Chizuru, you... I opens her mouth, then closes it, seemingly stuck for words. I think I can even see moisture beading on her lower lashes, but Ayu is able to stop herself from sobbing. I had no idea that you thought so highly of me all this time. I imagine that you were looking down on me because you have so much more experience than I do. Looking down on you? Chizuru blinks. Why would I? If anything, you are the one who ought to be looking down on me. I know that I'm past my prime as an idol. I already abandoned the stage once, and soon enough, I'll do it again. The world is changing, and I fear I will one day be forgotten. But I don't mind handing the mantle of Japan's top idol over towards you. In fact, it would be my honor. That is why I wanted to hold this concert, so I can tell you in person that the future of the idol industry will be in safe hands when you're at #1. You're amazing, Ayu. So much so, I couldn't help but get excited while I was working with you. I know that you've been giving this concert your all. She turns towards the crowd, all of them looking up at her expectantly, and smiles. So I hope you will all continue to support her. So she deserves all of the love that you can give her. Whew. The crowd bursts into a rapturous applause on the heels of Chizuru's praises, all of them crying, whooping, and clapping. It's hard to pick any individual words, owing to how many bodies are crammed into the stadium, but I think I get the general gist. There's an awful lot of I love you being thrown around. I'm not the subject of all of this affection, but I'm finding this overwhelming, and my ears are starting to ring. Ayu, Ayu. The crowd begin to call Ayu's name in the masses. Some of them are jumping up and down, and while others continue to wave their glow sticks. Ayu, Ayu, Ayu. Everybody. Ayu stares out across the sea of faces with wide eyes. One hand claps to her chest. I can see Ayu's face's high fidelity definition, thanks to the screens which are set up around the stage. I can see the way she shifts, and can even see her throat tensing as she swallows. I can see the moisture that's beginning to bead upon her lower eyelashes. Is she going to cry for real this time? I'm not sure if those tears are gratitude thanks to her fans' support or from relief. The crowd, meanwhile, continues to cheer, stamping their feet up and down all the while. Ayu, Ayu, Ayu. The love I can feel for Ayu swells to almost an unimaginable degree. The atmosphere in this stadium is electric, so much so I can feel the fine hairs on the back of my neck standing up. The crowd adores Ayu. Their obsessions borders on the unsettling, but there's a genuine warmth behind their cheers. I think that they, like Chizuru, wanted the best for Ayu. Why wouldn't they? She is their idol after all, a bright shining beacon in otherwise drab and dull world. Ayu might be famous idol beloved by people all across Japan and beyond, but right now, she looks strangely soft, almost vulnerable. When she blinks, even more tears beat upon her lower lashes. They sparkle in bright, harsh lights of the stage like shooting stars. A couple of these tears are dislodged from their perch, where they begin to roll slowly down her cheeks like April rain. Ayu doesn't bother to swipe these tears away, however. Instead, she stands tall, clasping her microphone tightly in one hand. She looks out across the sea of her faces, her unflinching. She doesn't step away from the spotlight, no matter how overwhelmed she might be. Ayu is much too strong for that. She smells as though through her burgeoning tears, her face a little flushed, and says, "Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I really wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for you. Your support means the world to me. You're the best fans that a girl like me could have. Woo! You're the best, Ayu. You'll always be our number one. Chizuru's great, but you have plenty of appeal too. You're the cutest. As cute as a button. No, cuter than a button. I know I've never seen a button that looks good on a short skirt as you. Ayu. Yo, these fans. Everybody. If you keep cheering for me, you're going to make me all emotional. I almost feel like you're being too nice to me. But you came all the way out here to support me, so I'll accept all of your love. Every single ounce of it. I'll keep on smiling to the end. As your eternal radiant idol, I can do no less for you. You're all wonderful. And you, Chizuru. Ayu turns towards Chizuru, who's been standing silently during her little speech, a small smile on her face. You're wonderful too. I feel like I've never shown this brightly before. Not since meeting you. I mean, your singing really helped elevate me. I feel like I was able to put on the best concert of my whole life, and it's all thanks to you. My, that is awfully flattering. I'm glad that you think so highly of me, dear, Ayu. But I believe you are the one who's being too liberal with your praises. I did not do anything too special. All I did was enhance what was already there. You are an exceedingly talented idol in your own right, and though you might be younger than I am, I believe your skills far outstrips mine. You're already so dazzling I can tell. I can't call you a rival. I would never be able to best you, but neither would I want to. I'm more than happy to watch you and see how your career continues to unfold. As wonderful as you are now, I can tell you have well to untap a potential which resides within you still, and I want to see you shine even more. Right, I'll keep doing my best. Thank you so much. It's no problem, dear. I consider myself very fortunate to have been able to perform with you. In fact, if anybody ought to be saying thank you, it's me. You might think that this was your best concert, but it's the same for me too. I might be getting on in my years, so being able to perform with young talents such as yourself was a huge honor. Chizuru. Ayu? Chizuru smiles gently, her face glowing with happiness. As with a sob, Ayu dashes forward. As she drops the microphone to the stage, the resulting thud echoing throughout the venue. Then she throws her arms wide and pulls Chizuru into an embrace. Oh? Chizuru blinks. For a few moments, she looks unsurprised by Ayu's brazenness. My. But the surprise soon wears off. Chizuru regains her former smile, her expression gentler than a lily. As she cradles Ayu to her, she rests her hand upon Ayu's head, threading her fingers through Ayu's hair, and softly says, "Thank you, Ayu, for letting me sing alongside you. It really was my pleasure." The crowd falls quiet for a few moments as they observe this touching scene. Ayu, the younger idol who embodies a new wave of music, embraces Chizuru, who was at the apex of her career more than 15 years prior. It really does feel as they embrace that the past and the future are coming together in a brand new blend. Maybe that's why nobody speaks. It feels like something monumental is happening, something exciting. This must be how scientists feel when they watch atoms colliding, their breaths bated. I'm not sure what will happen, but there is one thing I can say for certain. I'll always be Ayu's number one fan. Even if I did get a little too cozy with Chizuru, I might know her on an intimate level, but I've spent even more time with Ayu. I care about her a lot, and that still isn't going to change. I watch on one face of the many in the crowd staring at Ayu. The second trickled by. The crowd begins to stir. Then as one, they all started cheering for Ayu, raucously, rapturous wave of applause that goes on and on and on, and the air hums and raw energy of Ayu accumulates fans, and as it does, I find myself smiling. I'm glad I was able to be here for IU during such a pivotal moment of her career. I always wanted to be with her, and to prove it, I raised my camera and take what might prove to be the most important photograph of my life, that of IU embracing Shizuru, tears in her eyes, bathed up in the love of her adoring fans. Well, this one's going on the books. Alright then. Oh. Huh, we actually reached the end. There we go. Actually, I'm not gonna hold you. This series felt a lot more shorter than the other one. This is very short. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually very short. Thank you for playing. No problem, Wing Cloud Games, and I'm guessing, I mean, this seems kind of like an infill story, to be honest. Well, just for like an extended version of episode of Succubus 8. But yeah, this is pretty much the end of this game. So I'll be seeing you guys in Sakura Succubus 10, whatever that comes out in like 8 to 10 months from now. Seems like an infill story to like the number 8. But yeah, that is the end of today's video, everyone. This is episode 4, and that's the end of this whole game, Sakura Succubus 9. Just hope Sakura Succubus 10 be a big one. But at this point, they might have to turn into an anime series because they literally make a whole load of series. It's a lot. So yeah, hope to see an anime version of this coming soon, and Sakura Succubus 10 as well. But anyways, that's the end of today's video, everybody. Thank you guys for watching this whole series on my channel. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, check out my Discord server, and check out my social media as well. And I am out.